Hey guys, hope you're all doing well and staying safe. Today we're going to be talking about the interesting topic of aquaponics. So I'm sure everyone out there has at least watered a plant, taken care of some sort of plant or something, maybe in their backyard, a house plant, succulents I know are very popular. But what if I told you that this process could be done autonomously and in a more organic way than ever before? That would be through the process of aquaponics. And aquaponics, you may say to yourself, sounds a bit familiar, but what actually is this? Aquaponics is the science that combines aquaculture and hydroponics. So, to understand aquaponics, we have to understand these two sciences a little bit first. Aquaculture is basically the farming of anything in water. So, from fish to shrimp to all sorts of mollusks, anything that you get at a store that says farm raised, that is a fish or something like that, is coming from an aquaculture facility. Now, hydroponics are the is a system of growing plants or any sort of vegetation through a only water system. So basically the way this works is there's usually stacks or sometimes troughs of different plants, different things. Usually it's stuff that we can eat like fruits and vegetables and leafy greens. These plants are kept in the trough, which is then fed water uh, at different rates. Sometimes it's daily, sometimes it's 24/7, but it uses no soil whatsoever. So, through this system, instead of the plants getting their nutrients from the soil, they're receiving their nutrients from the water itself. With the hydroponic system, usually the nutrients come from either chemical fertilizers or some kind of chemical that's put in the water. The reason aquaponics is even better and is, in my opinion, pretty much a perfectly symbiotic system is because it combines aquaculture and hydroponics, and that way the plants are being fed by the fish, and then the fish are sometimes being fed by the plants. Most mainland fisheries, they use what is called an RAS system, or a recirculating aquaculture system. Basically, the water is contained within the system and doesn't come out. So you can set up, let's just say for an example, a 500-gallon tank with tilapia in it. That's a very common fish that you see with a lot of aquaponic systems. This 500-gallon tank then feeds anywhere from 20 to about 300 plants just through this one 500-gallon system, just dependent on the way the systems are set up. There's about three or four different ways to set up a aquaponic system. Those main ways being a drip system, a trough system, a feed system, or a uh, the system where basically the water is being fed to the plants 24/7 in a continuous loop. So there's never any stagnation of water. Because fish waste contains pretty much everything that can be found in most chemical fertilizers, anything from ammonia to phosphates and nitrogen, fish waste almost creates a perfect fertilizer for the plants. Because the plants can be grown with the fish now, the fish water is actually being filtered by the plants because it takes out this excess ammonia and phosphates and nitrogen, any nutrients in the water that the plants can feed off of and grow off of, and therefore is cleaning the water and giving the fish somewhere cleaner to live. Uh, with these types of systems, without the introduction of chemicals, that is what makes them completely organic. Uh, because of them being organic, basically meaning without the use of pesticides, without the use of many chemicals, these plants, too many, are considered both healthier and better for human consumption. Just because a lot of people nowadays are afraid with fish out in the wild with certain things such as mercury poisoning, and even plastics now are a big thing we have to worry about with wild fish. This completely eliminates that because the fish are kept in a contained system, the RAS system, and fed using any sort of, usually it's some sort of pellet or formula that's concocted, like a flake food, like most common aquarium fish, but just a little different in order to try and bulk up the fish quicker. Also, because of this system being contained, you can eventually add many different types of fruits or vegetables to the system. Most of the time, we end up seeing leafy greens, cabbages, kales, things like that. But I personally have been to the aquaculture facility that is now here, or aquaponic facility, I should say, that is here in Fort Myers, where they grow everything from microgreens to strawberries to cabbages and all sorts of stuff. With these systems, their only requirement is a pump to pump the water and a source of light. So, of course, if they can be kept outside, that is an almost perfect system where the plants are getting their light they need from the sun while the fish are being fed, and then the fish waste in the water is being pumped through the plants. In a 24/7 system, basically the way this works is a pump is continuously pumping water through wherever the plants are. Usually they're in some sort of micro ball, or they're small ceramic balls that the plants are kept in, which the balls can retain the moisture and keep the plant's roots wet, similar to what soil would do, but without using soil, because that would all wash away due to the water. With this form of aquaponics, this form of growing food, it can be done indoors, outdoors, all sorts of systems, because you only have to have these few things to have the system run. This could change farming basically as we know it. The capability of growing indoors, I know some people may see and some people may know about indoor grow operations now, but usually they aren't done with the best of intentions. But with the best of intentions, you could almost create a whole skyscraper that is filled with nothing but aquaponic systems growing almost all of the fruits and vegetables a whole entire town could need. With these systems in place, it basically provides not only a permanent food source, but a ever evolving food source, because the plants, of course, you can get seeds off of the plants and continue them to grow. And same thing with the fish. As fish reproduce and you have more and more, it's basically an everlasting system. In Haiti, they actually use a system where there are ducks on top of the fish. So the duck waste or poop, the fish eat and use that to then make the water dirty, basically. So the fish are growing, the plants are growing, and the ducks are growing, all in a perfect system. With these systems, and looking at the systems, basically you can see that this is above and beyond almost a perfect way to farm without it. Combining aquaculture and hydroponics takes away a lot of the negatives from either source, and then combines them into creating this perfectly symbiotic system. So the next time you're out there thinking about growing plants or trying to grow something on your house or in your house, I would say definitely suggest trying to maybe set up some sort of small aquaponic system and just give it a test, because this technology not only is going to be huge, I believe, in the future, but will be essential to living in the 21st and 22nd centuries. Thanks.